Hi there, how are you doing? Welcome to my channel. My name is Millicent Oloo. Thank you so much for finding the time to tune in and listen and share your thoughts as well. In this channel, we talk about inspiration, inspiring and encouraging women to grow by conquering their fears and insecurities. So I really appreciate that you got the time to join me in this journey. I am so grateful that my beautiful ladies, we are all determined. We are determined to conquer. We are determined to be the best version of ourselves. And this is what this channel is about. I am determined to be the best that I can be. And I hope that through this video, I inspire you to also become the best that you can be at the home front and at the work front. In today's episode, I'm talking about negative mindset and how this can hinder your growth. I was listening to Sheryl Sandberg on TEDx, and she was talking about her experience, why men are so confident and women, we are more driven towards negative mindset. She was giving an experience of her and her friend preparing for an exam. So they really put in the work, they put in the effort to prepare, to read, do notes. And then when the exam time was close, her brother came and, just asking Cheryl for her notes, and they went for the exams. After the exam, like we all do, how was the paper? How did you find this and that? And then Cheryl and her friend were like, oh my gosh, just remembering the things they couldn't remember, the things they didn't write in the paper. And Cheryl's brother, who just took a few minutes, if you like, to prepare for the exam, just said, I nailed it. So why is it that some women are negative, even when you've prepared and, you are ready for it, you still, you're more inclined to think of the worst. And for men, even when they're least prepared, I don't know, they just expect the best. I don't know. Someone, if you have a reason for this, please share down below so that we can get to understand. But in today's episode, I just want to share with you a few insights why I think some women are negative or more inclined to negativity. And I hope by the end of this episode, you'll get some insights, and then you'll be able to know perhaps, what you're not doing right or areas where you can improve. I would like to start by saying that I think sometimes we are negative because we are afraid, or maybe sometimes there are things we don't want to confront or we are not ready to confront. Personally, this is something I'm also struggling with. I'm not a negative person. I'm really positive. I always have a positive outlook out life. I like to see the possibilities. I like to see the options, the alternatives. But then sometimes I also find myself, in this space where I'm, I don't know, unconsciously negative. So this is for me, but it's also for you. So the first point, self-doubt. I think when you don't believe in your abilities, you don't believe in your capacities, you don't believe in, your skills and your expertise, then even when you're used to it, look at it. Think about the workplace. Sometimes you're given tasks, or maybe your boss asks you to do something, or even your colleagues, because they think you're really good. They can say, no, tell Millicent to work on that. She's very good in doing reports. Tell Jane to work on that. She's very good with project design. Or tell so and so to work on that. She's really good with grants. But then when you're given this opportunity, you're like, no, guys, no, I can't do it. No, let someone else do it. You don't see your worth. You don't believe in your skills and capacities. Then what happens over time? If it's at the workplace and maybe your boss is constantly giving you tasks and you're constantly, doubting, you don't want to step up. With time, these opportunities will be taken away from you and someone else will be given. Yeah. So you are negative because you don't believe in your capacities. And I'm telling you, self-doubt is the enemy of success. There is so much potential that we have, but what is really holding us back is self-doubt. You don't believe in your confidence. You don't believe in your abilities. There's a quote I really like by Richard Branson, and he says, if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, take it and learn on the job. Just take it. I think this is just to help you to be confident and overcome, that self-doubt and self-sabotaging thing. Something else that I find sometimes can make us negative, and especially women, is our past experiences. We can be prisoners of our own past. And like I keep saying, if you're really struggling with something, maybe something you went through in your past, seek help. Let's take an example of relationships, significant relationships. Maybe you were in an abusive marriage, you were in an abusive relationship. And I really hope if you're watching me and you're in an abusive relationship, please seek help. Seek help. So sometimes when we've gone through such experiences and maybe it happened a long time ago. So you were in an abusive relationship, but now several years later, you've moved on, you're working, and then you formed or you have certain perceptions about men because of maybe how your husband treated you or maybe how your boyfriend treated you. And so when you come to the workspace, you have this negative attitude, you have this negative perception about men. Well, one man treated you bad. But then this really affects how you perceive other men around you. And this could be men who have an interest in your growth. For example, at the workplace, this could be your supervisor, it could be your colleague that you're working together in a project. But then whenever they approach you to work on tasks, or if you're assigned a team, or if the person is your superior, you're always having this negative energy, this negative vibe, like, what can you tell me? Because you tend to feel like they want to take control from you. And so you are clouded or you are imprisoned from what you went through in the past, and you carry this. I call this misplaced anger. So you're not dealing with the real issue, but because someone who looks like the person who treated you bad is in front of you, you're not objective at all. And so what happens? So you're all negative, how you talk to this person is, you're really not accommodating if it's your boss or your colleagues or your male colleagues. So you're really full of negative energy. So then what happens? With time, they just start pulling away from you. And if it's at the workplace, you may wonder, why is it that people don't like being around me? But who wants to be around a negative person? So I really want you, my beautiful ladies, to ask yourself, are you a prisoner of your past? Have you gone through something that is now making you have a lot of bitterness and full of negative energy towards the people around you? So think about that. Analyze your actions, your behavior, the kind of energy you are exuding in the workspace or in any other space that you find yourself, and ask yourself, why am I being so negative? There's something else, unresolved issues. Unresolved inner issues that you are currently dealing with that can make you be very negative. Let me give an example of, let's say you're going through a financial situation. Life happens, maybe you lost a job, maybe it's a business deal, and you're in this phase of your life where you're really struggling financially. And then at work, or maybe with your circle of friends, or even with family, all you keep hearing is money. Let's contribute for this, let's contribute for that. So if you're in a phase where you're struggling financially, but then you also happen to be in a space or spaces where people are all talking about money, sometimes we can be negative, telling them, everything is not about money, and really, watering down any ideas, any projects that your friends or your family may be suggesting. So maybe you're being told we need to contribute X amount for a baby shower, we need to contribute X amount for a wedding, we need to contribute X amount for a trip. And remember, the people suggesting this are your close circle, maybe your friends and family, but you're all negative. If you look keenly, then you realize you are negative because for you, you're going through a phase. Maybe you're going through a financial crisis. And so it's not that the ideas that are being presented to you are necessarily not good, but it's because you're struggling with something, in this case, financial matters, and you have not shared, you have not talked to anyone about it. I've been in those moments, I've been in situations where I'm really going through a difficult financial time, but one thing I'm really grateful for is, I don't know, I always seem to have a way of communicating when I am not able to participate, and maybe that helps. But some people are not able to do that. So if you're struggling with something, it's important that you either communicate, find someone in that team and let them know. On one occasion, what I did, I just talked to a trusted team member and I told them, I'm really going through this and I'm not able to participate, but I would love to. And the person offered to help. So this was between me and that lady. She offered to pay whatever it is that we were contributing because it was for a worthy cause. So sometimes we can really be negative because you're struggling with something and no one knows what that is, and your way of dealing with it is to be negative and to water down other people's ideas. So just be aware. This point, I know someone watching this is really looking forward to hear what I'm going to say about this. And this is overthinking and overanalyzing. This is something that can make us really be negative. And I will just put it out there, I'm a culprit. I overthink, I overanalyze. It does not matter how simple the idea is. As long as you need Millicent to contribute, as long as you need me to be a part of it, for me, it's not just enough for you to tell me, let's do this. No, and I go with the flow. No, I always have this need to, let us look at it. Have you thought about it? How long will it take? When are we doing it? The details, have you planned? Have you considered? And what this has done sometimes, many times, to the people around me who are close to me is the perception is I'm not supportive of certain projects or certain ideas. But it's not that. It's just that, I want us to consider everything. But my beautiful ladies, what this does is that it really waters down the ideas or even the energy of the people around you. If it's at the workplace, people just feel Millicent is always, negative. She's always thinking of 1,000 reasons why it will not work. But what about that one reason why it will work? And so for people like me who really overthink and overanalyze, there are situations where that is really good and it's very important. And remember, I'm not saying that you just go on and do things and not, reflect and plan. That's very important. And maybe one day, for those who are like me, we'll have a session to talk to our brothers and sisters about why sometimes it's important to overthink and to overplan. But anyway, back to the video. So overthinking and overplanning sometimes, if not handled well, can make you come across as a negative person, as not supportive. Sometimes it's okay to just go with the flow, okay? I mean, no matter how much you overthink, sometimes you cannot even really guarantee 100% that whatever it is, as much as you've overthought and planned, and again thought over and over and planned, you cannot really sometimes guarantee 100%. So it's okay sometimes, especially if you're working with the close team, close family and friends, sometimes just go with the flow, support their ideas occasionally, so that you can also be counted upon to be supportive. For those of you who struggle with this, please comment, let us share, and let me know how do you overcome that when you find yourself you're overthinking, overanalyzing. How have you overcome that so that people around you don't perceive you as a negative person? Now, something else that I see women struggle with is, and it makes them be negative, is loss of trust. I know for me, when you betray my trust over and over again, then it becomes very difficult for me to trust you, to believe in you. So when you tell me something, I'm always thinking, will it work? So we can have situations where in whatever circle, at work, at home, in your circle of friends, someone who is always not keeping their promise. So they keep breaking your trust. Someone keeps breaking your confidence. And it's really hard to really be positive around this person. So it's normal that whenever they approach you, they want to do something, you'll question that. And you'll always be more negative towards their ideas and suggestions and things they want to do, and very pessimistic. I also want to point out something, that sometimes when we lose trust in people, there's a reason for that. I mean, we don't have to be around everybody. I think it's important to also be selective. I really feel that there are people who just bring out the worst in us. And please, if you have a contrary view, please share. I really feel there are people who, and I don't know if you've experienced this, there are people who, when you're around them, I don't know, you just feel negative energy. They just exude negativity, and they don't bring out the best in you. This is what I can say. If you've identified such people or such a person who, when you're around them, they just bring out the worst in you, they bring out the negativity in you, then just avoid these people. Avoid spending so much time with them, and spend more time with people who bring out the best in you. And the best in you, I mean people who encourage you, motivate you, who challenge you. But sometimes these people are our family, sometimes these people are our friends, sometimes this person is your colleague at work, and so you cannot really stay away from them. Then what I can say is just minimize interaction. When you're around them, just have minimal talk, don't engage them a lot, just so that you can maintain your peace and mind. I mean, you can maintain your peace of mind. The last point that I wanted to share with you today about why sometimes we are negative and how this can affect our growth is loss of inner drive and ambition. Have you ever been around a person who's just negative? A person who's just, they've basically lost hope in life. They're not positive anymore. They don't have any good energy around them. And for them, it's, I don't know, it's not working. I mean, it's not my fault. It's the system. That's how the system is. There's nothing you can do to beat that. That's how people are. There's nothing you can do to change. Like, these people are just full of negativity because for them, they've lost all the drive and ambition. And what I'm trying to say here is, I know life happens and you can be pushed to a point where you feel hopeless, where you feel it's not worth it anymore. And if you're in that phase, I really encourage you to get help, because I really believe that we should all go through this life being confident, being hopeful, because there is so much more. There is so much potential. There is so much to explore. And God has created us on this earth to achieve our highest purpose, our highest goals and dreams. So if you're around someone who is in that phase, where they've lost ambition, they've lost dream, these dreams, I mean, they are no longer driven, such people or such a person at that phase of their life, they can be really full of negative energy. So they will discourage you. If you're trying to make steps towards something, they will tell you, do you know you can put all that effort and nothing comes out of it? So they will not support you, they will not encourage you. So what I will say is just avoid such a person. And if you have a friend who is at that phase, or a colleague who's just full of negativity, just be very aware and counter that, because your life, your goals, your dreams, it's on you. So anyone who's coming in between you and your ambitions, they're not helping you make the necessary steps, they're discouraging you. That's not someone you want to spend a lot of time around. But if they're your family and friend, just be aware and point this out to them so that they can get the necessary help. So today we were all about, why we can be negative sometimes. And I want to invite you, what's the real issue with you? when you reflect about moments when you've been negative, or if you're at a phase in your life, maybe someone has even given you feedback. Why are you so negative? So I'm inviting you to just reflect and ask yourself, what is it? What is the real issue that you're not dealing with? And so how do we overcome this negativity? How do we overcome this feeling? I have 2 points for you. One, self-awareness. Self-awareness is very important. Self-awareness helps you to be alive to what is happening within you and what is happening around you so that you can take the necessary action. So the points that I've spoken about, reflect about them. Ask yourself, what space am I in? Is there an unresolved issue I'm dealing with? Are you projecting your insecurity onto others? What is it? Am I just spending time around negative people and therefore maybe I need to reevaluate and distance myself from these people? So just be self-aware, because you don't want to live your life being negative, all negative. I mean, there is so much to live this life for. Secondly, I came across an interesting idea about bouncing it away. I don't know if they called it the principle of bouncing or bouncing it away, but the idea is when you have these negative thoughts coming to you, just bounce it away from your mind. I will tell you how I've done it, because as I told you, I'm struggling with this bit of negativity sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. So something that I've tried and it worked, it is working and I plan to continue, is when you catch that thought, maybe you're talking to someone and you feel they're triggering negativity. So because you're aware, you bounce that idea. And for me, what I am doing, I am bouncing it away to Jesus. I know, but for me, I love Jesus, I love God, and God has been so gracious to me. I'm learning to trust God with everything. So it's something I'm practicing. So just telling God, you know what, I can sense the negativity, please take it away. I'm bouncing it over to you, please take it. And let me tell you what I experienced. Because for me, when I'm full of negativity, there's something I always feel on my chest. There's a heaviness. And for me, that's a sign that I need to take care of something. There's something I'm not doing right. So when I get that signal, then I know I'm being negative, or I'm not being nice, or I'm not being kind. So when I bounce it away to Jesus, let me tell you, I don't feel the heaviness at all. And I could be talking to someone and I feel there's a negative energy coming, and I catch it, I bounce it away to Jesus. And you know what? I'm able to look at this person and continue the conversation, but the negativity doesn't rub onto me. So try it. Be self-aware and bounce it away too. Let me know, how are you going to bounce it away? So thank you so much, my beautiful ladies, and every single one of you who has gotten the time to just join me on today's episode. I really hope you found it insightful. I release videos every Sunday at 3 p.m. East African time. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. at East African time, tune into my channel and you'll find something there for you. I want to wish you a fantastic week ahead. Let us fight away all the negativity in our lives. Let us catch the positivity as we reach for greatness. Until next time, God bless you.